Alright guys, so got this thing back together. I'm gonna go try to take it for my first drive and see how this does. Kind of excited, kind of nervous. I'll take you along for the ride. I did run it for like 20 minutes in the garage last night and it didn't overheat, but I do have the smaller radiator in there, so I'm kind of cautious of that. Other than that, everything seems like it's okay. I don't feel any like vibration or anything from the driveline, or anything I can feel anyways. Just gonna kind of take it easy for a little bit. Temperature gauge seems like it's working fine. It says check gauge because I don't have the oil hooked up. So when I checked it last night, or I let it warm up in the garage, it got to about here on the gauge, and it didn't really go any higher than that while it was just sitting there. So I checked the external head temperature and it was at like 192 degrees, 192 to 198-ish. So just gonna kind of take it easy and get out and check stuff and see how it's going. Other than that, we're there, man. So I've been driving a little bit more. I did get it up to around 60, 65-ish on this road. Just gonna turn down here. Oh, big ass bump. I'm just gonna pull over here and then just check everything and make sure there wasn't any loose wires that bounced around on the exhaust or anything. Steering wheel's a little bit crooked, so I'll have to adjust that. Here she is. Wonder if that loosened up a little bit. It looks like it's hanging lower. Sounds pretty sweet though. That one looks okay. I wonder if that V-band loosened up and it just turned down a little bit. So far, that's where the temp is at. So I'll probably pull it home, pull it in the garage, check the head temps and everything. Everything seems like it's working really well. Pretty comfortable driving it. Like even doing the Y turns and stuff on the road, it shifts really nice. It goes in and out of gear just like it should. So pretty happy with it. Got the tires to light up a little bit, so. Thing I wanted to point out, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on here, probably not, but the fuel pressure gauge stays like right around 60, 65 even when I mash the pedal, so I think that's pretty good. Let me roll the window up quick. I was watching the fuel pressure gauge. I have it hooked up there. Even when I mash on the gas, it like put it to the floor, the needle barely even moves. It holds pressure really nicely, so I don't think I'll have a concern with the fuel pump or the fuel pressure or anything. power steering pump reservoir just hanging out of the hood right now. No hood on it. Maybe it's not overheating because it doesn't have a hood on it. So I'm going to redo the intake and then be able to fit a hood on it, and then we'll see what happens then. But other than that, I'm really happy right now. I just shut it off. External head temp is like, you know, 198, 200. I don't think this is too bad. It's pretty good. I didn't really show is this steam vent tube. Ended up getting this little fitting here. This was like $3 on eBay. So I waited a couple weeks for it, but I think it was well worth the wait for $3. Picked up these fittings from the hardware store, and now that's plumbed properly the way that it should be. This intake, I did modify it a little bit. I cut the bottom off of it. There's like a little water catch thing that hangs way down, so I cut that off, blocked off the hole. I was hoping that this was going to work better than it is, but the angle that this is on right here really makes this thing stick up. So it's not going to clear the hood, so I'm going to do something different with this. I'm going to do like a 90 or an elbow here, and then just bring the intake over here with a pipe or a aluminum tube. So that's what I'll do for that. The radiator seems like it's working pretty well. I hope that it stays like that when I put the hood on, because then I'll just leave everything as it is. Maybe put an electric fan on instead of this thing. But if this radiator works, I'm definitely going to keep it because it's the stock one and it fits and I won't have to change anything else. Still want to clean up the wires. I'm debating doing the wire harness completely different, where I don't have any of the junk on top, and maybe run the whole thing backwards, but that'll be a completely different animal. So power steering pump, I still have to put the new power steering pump in. This little deal works pretty decent for now. I just threw enough in there to kind of get the wheels to turn a little bit. That's what the squealing noise was. You could hear in the video when I was doing the drive-by. You heard the squealing when I accelerated. That was the power steering pump. So other than that, everything seems to be working pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. So as I came in, parked it in the garage. I did hear a little bit of noise from the transmission when I was going through the gears because I wanted to check the fluid, so I added another quart of transmission fluid, and I think I'm going to add about another half a quart. It was a little low after I finally tested it, drove it around, got it up to temp, and then checked the fluids like you're supposed to. It was still a little bit low, so I'm going to I added 1 quart, I'm going to add another half, but the transmission was still shifting pretty well, so maybe it'll just shift better. I'll do a couple little cleanup type item things, get it where I can drive it around a little bit more. I do have the drive shaft for the white truck, so I'm going to work on that thing. I got a guy who's coming to look at it today and hopefully going to buy it. And that lifter tick seems like it went away, mostly went away. I did put some shit in it, this Rizlone engine treatment stuff, so I did a lot of reading about it and about lifter tick, and a lot of people, or most pages that I was reading, went back to that stuff saying that it worked really well. You just substitute a quart of oil for that. So that's what I did. I put a quart of that in, and then the rest with oil. I'll run it like that for a little bit. Seems like it's quieting the lifter down, but some of it I think it just needs more drive time because the engine was sitting for so long before I bought it. So run that for a little bit, and then I'll put fresh oil in it and call it good. Hopefully that's a solution to that issue, and it doesn't come back when I'm driving it more. So I do want to adjust that steering wheel. The steering wheel's a little bit crooked. That's just because I disconnected everything completely, and then when I reinstalled it, it was crooked. So that'll be an easy fix. Other than that, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Big thanks again to John for the pistons and the head. Got me the rings that I needed and the head that I needed. So big thanks again to John. And thanks for watching. See you next time.